Hey guys, Ben here. Welcome back to another live stream. Today we are live for the DCTV show, episode 136. We got Andy here. Deck is going to be joining us very, very shortly. We got a slightly different setup today. This is just another angle. But my is weird. Like my camera's up here, but my laptop's down here. So if I occasionally
no, that's the same with me. My camera is it's up here, but my screen, when I'm looking at you, it's here. So
yeah, it's weird. Anyway, we gotta figure that out. But we are live for the DCTV show, episode 136. We got some interesting topics to talk about today. We've got the confirmation of Joker 2's release date. That's going to be something we're going to talk about in this video. Also, we've got to talk about some recent James Gunn comments to do with certain TV shows like Lanterns. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about. So if you want to support the channel throughout the live stream, please be sure to send in super chats and we'll be sure to pop your question up on the stream and we'll be sure to answer it right away when you guys send that in. And yeah, for now, welcome to everyone that is here. We've got Nathan in the chat. Doing good, Nathan. We got Alejandro as well. And we have Deck, who is just joining in. So I'm sure he's going to come in a minute once he's ready. But yeah, we got some interesting stuff to talk about. But Andy, this week, I don't feel like we've had that much. How's your week been?
It's been good. We just had some really amazing news to just drop.
Non-DC related.
Not really, but Washington DC. But I've been good. I've just been busy. But finally I was able to actually stream, but just me gaming again, which has been over a month now. So, But yeah, how was your week?
Yeah, just kind of getting back into the swing of things after coming back from France. So yeah, it was very busy in Cannes, and I know
you travel in these fancy places.
Yeah, but I was writing the whole time, so you know how it is, Andy. Super busy deadlines and stuff. So I was very tired by the end of it because it's very intense. If you guys don't know film festival. So,
speaking of fancy, look what this gorgeous face just showed up on screen.
Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been like 3 weeks, maybe.
Did you move?
No. This is the same place I normally record. It's just the camera switched to the other side.
Okay.
Because the desk has changed a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'm trying to move my laptop to be up on a higher surface so I don't look really weird.
You should have done it before the show started, Ben.
I should have, but I didn't realize.
Like you British people are supposed to be professional and more put together than the rest of us.
The annoying thing is that I ended up running late, and I was like, this is the one time that Ben's going to be on time. The one time.
The one time, yeah.
The one
lo
time.
And behold, he sends me a message at 5 to 10.
Yeah, well, we're on time. We're ready to go. So let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about Joker 2. So it was just confirmed, I think, literally just before we started the live stream, that Joker 2 is going to be premiering at Venice. So at the Venice Film Festival, that's normally, they don't give a specific release date because Venice will confirm that later. But it's been confirmed it will be at the Venice Film Festival, which is between the end of August to maybe the 8th of September normally. So what do we make of that? I mean, I was expecting that to be when it was coming out just because the first film did premiere at Venice as well. That kind of tracks, and then maybe it will come out a month after in October. So what's your guys' first reactions to that?
I wish I could go, but I'm glad it's getting put out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's did the original Joker go around the film festival circuit?
It just went to Venice, and that's it.
It went to Venice, so that makes sense, I guess. This is DC and Warner Brothers artsy film.
Yeah, it's their prestige project.
Yeah, so and I mean, the first Joker was multi-Oscar nominated. and
it
even got a couple of wins. So
yeah.
it's it makes sense for them, and I think come the end of the year, I think Joker is going to get quite a big awards push from Warner Brothers again, hoping to kind of replicate that same success. And the best way to start that, as we all know, is by going through the festival circuit. So yeah, it makes sense. It'll just be interesting to see if they play in any other festivals. But normally the big
Toronto.
blockbusters, they normally pick one, don't they? And they kind of just stick with that.
So last time they only went to Venice, I believe. I don't think it went to Toronto. So Toronto normally TIFF starts right like midway through Venice. So they always collide. And so sometimes they share the films and stuff. Like one would premiere like a few days before, in Venice, and then it will come out in TIFF. But it seems normally for Joker, well, with the first film, they only went to Venice. So I'm going to say it's going to premiere there, get some buzz, get some hype, or, some reactions that people can kind of gauge the film. And then probably after that, have a release date. Do we know the exact release date? Is it October sometime?
It's October like 27th or something, is it?
Yeah, so that's like
I thought it was October. I thought it was way sooner in October. Like
it might be. That was a guess. It might
be. Let me see. I'm googling this now. Oh my god, why is my browser being so dumb?
I can try and type in. Okay, so October 4th.
Oh, bloody hell. Okay, there you go.
Well, that's what it's saying on mine.
That rings a bell, to be fair.
Yeah. On the Wikipedia, it says set for release in the United States on October 4th, 2024. I presume that means it's also going to come out in the UK on the same day, and same with the rest of Europe. So yeah, if it's October 4th, that kind of tracks in terms of, like having the premiere like a month before, because September 4th is during Venice. So yeah, I mean, I could expect definitely the September 4th release date. But yeah, Venice will confirm that closer to the time. But for now, that's the information we've got. I mean, the article was a Variety article, which I will briefly pop up. I mean, I don't think there's too much that we need to break down in it, but it just says the upcoming Venice Film Festival is shaping up to be star-studded. Lady Gaga, Joaquin Phoenix will be there, and some other films. But yeah, in regards to Joker, it just says Joker 2, Todd Phillips' edgy musical to his 2019. Yeah, it won edgy musical sequel. It won the Golden Lion. It won the top award at 2019's Venice. Is going to be probably in the competition, and it's just going to be premiering there. Like, there is nothing much else in this article that confirms anything to do with Joker. So yeah, I mean, we just kind of have to play it by ear and just wait for the announcement as to exactly when it's coming out. Welcome, Frederick. Welcome to the live stream. Frederick says, greetings, Ben and Andy. Plus Declan. I guess you posted it before. Do you guys know if James Gunn will drop the production of a new Swamp Thing series? There was talk of it a few years ago. So there was Swamp Thing, the TV show. And isn't James Mangold working on Swamp Thing project?
He's literally doing a movie.
There's a movie, yeah.
So yeah, I think that is what you heard, Frederick. It is a movie. It's going to be, I guess, coming out in the next like 2-3 years. I don't know, really. There's not been too much movement on that. But yeah, I think that's what you are referring to. And then Zach says, riddle me this. Does anyone know why Batman Returns was a Christmas movie? From Zach. No? Do we know?
No.
I mean, Tim Burton's weird. He likes to make some interesting choices.
Maybe.
But is it really a Christmas movie? Was that movie just released like during?
It was set during Christmas, I believe.
Yeah, so it is technically a Christmas film.
It's like the same thing as Die Hard, isn't it? It's like, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I mean, I guess it's just up to your interpretation. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for the comments, guys, and yeah, let's continue with this. So we talked about Joker. It's premiering at Venice, and then now let's talk about some of the latest stuff this week. So Andy's reported on a lot of this, so I'll go straight to Andy. But Teen Titans. So there was rumors kind of swirling around, being like Teen Titans, the movie that's got the Supergirl writer and Aguero working on it. There was rumors going around that it was going to be a shooting this year, but James Gunn has confirmed no, it's not. Andy, any thoughts on that?
I thought it was funny that everyone really believed the idea. Oh yeah, because there was a production listing where it said that Teen Titans starts filming on December 31st.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really? You think that actors and
December
directors and people on
31st,
crew, you think they're really gonna be like, you know what I'm gonna do on New Year's Eve? I'm gonna like shoot a movie. Like I think we as a culture we're just getting stupider because like the way that people like really like they saw the listing and they're like, it's official, it's confirmed, like they're gonna start filming soon. I'm just like
100% confirmed, guys.
Yeah, like come on. So it is funny because it is the first time, it is the first that James Gunn has like mentioned anything about Teen Titans since the initial announcement. So like, I think that's interesting. But yeah, I was laughing my ass off. Like, can you imagine like spending your holidays like filming a movie? It's like you're in like the cold, and then suddenly like all the fireworks starts going off. Like, okay, guys, I guess we can't shoot for like the next 9 hours, depending on where they would film that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes these fireworks they go off for hours and hours. I'm just kind of like, I'm glad he said something, but I don't know. It was funny. It was really funny.
Yeah. No, I actually didn't see the specific release date. I just saw the description they gave for the Teen Titans film, which I thought was interesting, but obviously it's fake. So don't read too much into it. But it just talked about like, the main characters, like the fact that like Kid Flash might be there. I was like, oh, cool, interesting, but it's production list. We talked about the production list before on our live streams because they are very hit and miss. Like I do think they make updates. And I think this is the most obvious one where why the fuck would they start on, New Year's Eve? Like you were saying, it's just stupid. So I think we are definitely inclined to believe a lot of these days. And that's just the biggest example, right? Deck, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's just like use your brain.
Yeah.
If they have one, no.
Yeah, it's just just think logically. I'm sure many of the people reading these articles have jobs. Do you work New Year's Eve a lot of the time? Majority of people probably not.
Probably not.
There's both like in the restaurant business and stuff. Like, no,
yeah, I usually work New Year's Eve to be fair, but a lot of people don't. So just think logically about it.
Yeah, I guess, but if you're an actor, like, there's just not shoots around then. Like, they would finish at least.
I don't think I've ever heard of a TV show or movie ever filming like on New Year's Eve.
There's always a Christmas break, Like, even if you are filming before, like, you will take 3 days off or something, Start filming in New Year. So yeah, it's just a bit nonsensical that people would believe in that. Don't know why. Well, I know why that this rumor came around is because they're trying to get attention, right? They're just trying to get clicks and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, from now on we know. Yeah, from now on we know. Just don't trust everything you see, guys. Don't trust everything you see. And so yeah, it was good that James Gunn came out and at least had a little chat to those of us or those of the people that believed it, who were online. Okay, so let's talk about Deathstroke. So there was a very interesting interaction that went on Threads. So James Gunn basically responded to a fan with a wink after he asked him, is Deathstroke going to appear in DCU? Now,
wink because he only has one eye. Yeah. Sorry. Is it too soon?
Go to our resident Arrow.
Huh? Is it too soon to joke about he only has one eye, or is the 80 years not enough?
No, it's okay, Andy. You're allowed to joke about his eye. Let's go to our resident Arrow expert and Declan. What do you think about that? Deathstroke.
Yay!
DCU.
Yeah, I love Deathstroke. One of my all-time favorite DC characters. I just love him. It does make me question. You've got to look at like the timeline of DC projects we've got coming up, and it makes you think. Is Deathstroke going to be a part of any of those projects? Like naturally, you think, well, Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Would be the most obvious pick because some people may not know, but he is actually a Teen Titans villain. Not a Batman villain, as many people believe.
Yeah.
There could be a potential he shows up in the Batman movie. You never know. Like they might just throw him in there because he is associated with Batman a lot these days. So they might chuck him in. But I think logically, and I think if James Gunn is doing this and he's overseeing it, I think he's obviously going to lean a lot more comic accurate. Thus, he would probably be the main villain of the Teen Titans movie, which for me is perfect. Like that's the perfect introductory point for him as a character, and then you can keep him around in the DCU going forward as kind of like a villain anti-hero, just throughout future movies, which I think is a cool position to put that character in, especially because we never really got him in the DCEU. And it's such a shame because Joe Manganiello was.
You got one scene. We got one scene. Yeah. A scene.
Yeah, because Joe Manganiello was one of my fan castings for Deathstroke for years, and then we finally got it, and then it was just you got one like post-credit scene in the original Justice League, and then we got a little tiny bit more of him in Snyder Cut. And the biggest heartbreak of all was the fact that we were originally supposed to get a Deathstroke movie directed by Mr. Gareth Evans of the Raid fame.
That would have been sick. Yeah.
That would have been amazing. Like the Raid 1 and 2 are, in my opinion, the best action movies ever made. Period.
I agree with you.
They are insane. So the fact that guy was doing Deathstroke, in my opinion, that was the biggest casualty of the DCEU, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm excited for this, and I think if he's going to show up somewhere, it's probably going to be Titans.
It's going to be Teen Titans. Yeah, Andy, your thoughts on Deathstroke potentially coming to the DCU as teased by Mr. James Gunn?
I'm super excited. I absolutely love Deathstroke. I agree with Declan that he's a Teen Titans villain. Like people are like he's a Batman villain. He appeared in one Batman video game, y'all. Like calm the fuck down. So I'm super excited. I agree. I was also like I love the idea of Joe Manganiello as Slade. I know he was going to be in the Batman with Ben Affleck and so on. That would have been just super cool. But I'm definitely hoping he could start in Teen Titans and then work his way through all sort of different type of DC projects. Like he could be in Waller. He could be maybe Slade will be like
a Arrow film.
You need to let go of the Arrowverse and Arrow and
but don't we all want a Green Arrow film? No.
Yeah, but but he's not gonna be a villain in the Green Arrow movie.
Yeah, but he could show up.
I think with a potential Green Arrow film, like I would much prefer because one thing that Arrow never really did was use actual Green Arrow villains. Yeah. And I understand obviously Green Arrow doesn't have a huge rogues gallery, but
he has some really cool ones.
He does have some cool ones, and I kind of want to see them fully utilize them in a movie as opposed to just borrowing other characters' villains, which is what Arrow did for most of its run.
Yeah.
Declan, what was one Green Arrow villain that you were hoping throughout all 8 seasons they would actually use, but you never got? For me, that was Count Vertigo, a proper Count Vertigo.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, because obviously we got 2 versions of Vertigo, but they were they didn't.
They were junkies. Vertigo. They were just junkies.
Yeah, they didn't treat Vertigo in the way that they should have done, and I understand initially, because obviously Arrow was trying to be grounded and realistic initially. I get it. But yeah, Vertigo has got so much more to him than that. And also the other big one is Onomatopoeia as well. I know technically there was that in season 2, I think it was, there was that episode with the Mr. Blank character who was supposed to be an interpretation of Onomatopoeia, but it's not. It's Did you forget about Mr. Blank?
I forgot about him.
Because I know J. August Richard, because this was right before he went to either Shield, but I always had to remind myself what was his name, and I was I probably wasn't anything for him, but Mr. Blank, that is the dumb.
Yeah, and that was supposed to be the Arrowverse's version of Onomatopoeia until we got him later on in Superman and Lois. But Yeah, they were the main two really, because the other one that I had as well throughout the majority of it was Richard Dragon, and then we got Richard Dragon eventually.
Yeah.
So that was okay. So yeah, they're the main two, Vertigo and Onomatopoeia. So I'd love to see, like, I think if they were going to do a Green Arrow movie, like my top choice for the main villain would be Vertigo, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I would want I would want him to build up to Merlin, and like kind of like a sequel, like the third movie. Because I love what we got on of Merlin on Arrow, but it was so early and so quick where I'm like, well, let's kind of because also I also want to see that dynamic they have from the comics where like you train and they work together or whatever, so on, then they become enemies. So oh right, we were talking about Deathstroke. Ben, we you need to let's fucking go over the Arrowverse. It's almost over.
I'm not talking about the Arrowverse here.
No, I know, but like you want Deathstroke in a Green Arrow movie because you wanted to feel like Arrow, basically.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a cameo. I don't mean I want him as the main villain. Like, yeah, I want Green Arrow villains as the main villain. That's for sure. So I completely agree with you guys. I'm not holding on to the Arrowverse. Like, yeah, it's a shame that it's gone, but it's over. It's fine.
But yeah, I'm hoping. But for me, I mean, I don't know what the chances are, but I kind of still like if they're gonna bring back another actor from the DCU, like if they were to do that, like I say let's give Joe a proper chance. He's still he's in great shape, and he's a bit he's passionate, and there's so many unused ideas that he was trying to pitch to Warner Bros. About Deathstroke. I'm like, come on, let's do it. Also like with Deathstroke, you can also for Teen Titans, we were talking about, you can bring in Ravager, and you can bring in oh my god, what's the Jericho, yeah, and so on, and like we can that's a good natural way to connect Deathstroke to Teen Titans. So let's really go for Arrow and Titans. They prove that there is so much you can do with Deathstroke if you actually give him a chance. So yeah, I'm glad that James confirmed that, and I'm hoping that I really want either if it's Joe or like if it's not Joe, I really am curious like who they would cast. It's like I know people always say Ron Perlman, but I'm like, Ron Perlman is getting I love Ron Perlman. I love Ron Perlman, but he's getting old. Maybe it's the voice for Swamp Thing.
Could be. Yeah, he would make a good Swamp Thing. But yeah, I agree. Like Teen Titans, the way to go for Deathstroke. I think introduce him there, have him as the villain. And then, I think we should not go for Joe, even though I would love to see his interpretation, just to keep it set from the DCEU. Obviously, James Gunn is not being very strict with that. So, we could see him. But yeah, I would say go for a new Deathstroke, have him be the Teen Titans villain. That's where I want to see him. And I'm pretty sure the reason why James Gunn gave a wink is because at least we should see him at some point in the near future. It's not like so far away, I feel. But yeah, that's kind of our thoughts on Deathstroke coming to the DCU. So please be sure to keep commenting in the chat. I see all your comments, and we'll be sure to go through them as the live stream goes along. They're finally making Deathstroke justice. Don't know what you mean, Alejandro.
We've had the only bad Deathstroke we've had in live action was on Smallville.
Yeah, there's been good Deathstroke, so I didn't
even remember that.
I wish I could forget that, Clint. Like that's how bad he was. He was like a grumpy old grandpa working in the government, and it was so bad. And also it's that one actor that always drives me insane. Like I think his name is like Michael Hogan or something. He was on Stargate or something, and then like he was on Teen Wolf, but like everything I ever seen, he just drives me absolutely insane. So like, seeing him on Small, I'm like, didn't do it any. You want to hear like the cheesiest thing he ever said on Small was kind of like, no, it's like, oh, I'm Deathstroke. He said, let's just say the Reaper can swing his sickle at me, but I am beyond Death's stroke now.
Shut the fuck up, boy.
In 2011, this was, I'm like, guys, this is something you say like in like the 80s or 70s, not like in 2011. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I didn't
Oh my God.
realize that TV shows can give me the ick, but yeah, that did
There you go. There you go.
Wow. Anyway, let's just forget about that Deathstroke, but focus on the good ones, and potentially what we'll be getting. But yeah, let's move on to our next topic. Let's talk about Lanterns. So you've done some reporting on this this week as well, Andy. So let's talk about what James Gunn had to say about the writers that are joining Lanterns. So
Oh wait. Hold on. Let me set the stage. Hold on. Let me set the stage.
okay.
I can finally do this now. Hold on.
Has he got a ring?
He's got Green
No,
Lantern cosplay, guys.
I actually lost my ring that I had years ago.
Oh,
I can actually put on my Green Lantern. Like we can find it. Yeah.
That's
I'm not
very
gonna lie,
cool.
I want one.
Oh, I will send you. Like, it's not that. It's like $40.
I can do that.
That's so funny. You just got it like ready in the background, just in case you ever needed it.
Listen, hold on. I can explain this. It has been sitting there on that shelf since I moved in, and it's been there for a long time, and I've never put it on in any of my videos, any streams that I do. But wait a minute, this is perfect now because it's starting to get a little dark outside. So I'm like I can actually put it on. So I'm just very excited. I'm just very excited.
You're going to be very happy when Lanterns comes out and you talk about it every week, and you can put that on all the time. So
okay, I will make a pledge on this stream. You know, if I come on every episode of the DCTV show and talk about Lanterns, that light will be on every stream.
Come on, guys, we got the exclusive.
It's not
right there, guys.
Shut the fuck up. It's not.
And he's gonna have the Green Lantern light on in the background the whole time. Now, I'm really looking forward to the show. I know that you guys are too. So let's talk about the writers that are involved. So James Gunn confirmed that there is a pilot script already, and it has been written by Chris Mundy, Tom King, and David Lindelof. So yeah. Let's go to you, Andy, because I know you talked about it a bit this week. So, what's your thoughts on?
No, I will let Declan start. You don't have to always.
That.
Okay.
What's your thoughts?
I mean, Lanterns, I would say, is probably my most anticipated DC project of the entire slate. Just I love Green Lantern lore, and we've never really had a full proper adaptation of that, so this is exciting. In terms of the writers, I mean, Tom King speaks for himself when it comes to DC. You know, primarily, I think stuff like some of his Batman runs in the past, New Gods, stuff like that. He's brilliant. And then I think when it comes to the TV side, obviously you've got David Lindelof, who, again, his work speaks for itself when you look at stuff like Lost, when you look at Watchmen.
Yep, he wrote Watchmen.
Yeah, like he makes quality shows. I mean, despite what you think of Lost ending, he makes quality shows. So I think this is a really good indication for not only like the quality of the writing, but also I think the type of show that Lantern's going to be.
Yeah.
I think this is giving me the vibe that this is going to be a very kind of, I guess, stereotypical HBO kind of show. And that to me, like, you know, do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like that big budget, epic, sprawling story kind of thing. The kind of Game of Thrones started. I think it's going to be like that, in the similar sort of vein to that.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, just based on who they've got writing this, like Tom King, great comic book writer. Obviously, they're working with Tom on Supergirl Woman Tomorrow as well, and then they're working with him on this, and I presume other projects as well. So I think he's their like go-to comic guy, which is good to have some comic guys involved. And then Damon Lindelof. I mean, his resume speaks for himself. Watchmen and everything. And then who is the other guy? Sorry, I forgot his name. Chris Mundy has worked on True Detective, Ozark. I mean, those are some really high quality shows. So you can just imagine. True
Detective is the show that they used as reference for Lanterns as well.
Exactly. So I mean, it just makes sense to get him involved. And like you said, Deck, totally, just by the writers, it just gives HBO like Game of Thrones vibes. So, Andy, what's your thoughts on this?
I'm really happy that that James confirmed. I mean, I love Damon Lindelof. You know, I mean, what you can't go wrong with his Watchmen. I haven't seen Ozark. I've seen like bits and glimpses of True Detective, and because that's what they're using as an influence. I'm like, yeah, like get someone who wrote on that show to be part of it. That it seems like with these three, they definitely want a combination of like someone who's really good with sci-fi and fantasy. They want someone who's really good with an ensemble, because this is the Hal and Jon Stewart show, and also just again someone also who's familiar with the HBO I guess system, because that's the thing, because I'm really hoping that Lanterns, along with all these other shows that they're producing, they actually will air on HBO. Like I think they deserve to be aired on TV. So and I'm hoping that is part of it. But yeah, I'm glad we finally have a I don't know which one of these three are going to be the showrunners, if it's all three of them. But yeah, I'm happy. Hopefully we can start getting some casting, later in the year, with the, I don't know how far they've written all the episodes, but it's, I'm glad, because we waited so long for a Grand TV show, like we got, we were promised 2 versions from Greg Blanty, and then, now this one, and I'm like, I'm glad we're finally moving forward.
Do you get the impression that Damon Lindelof might be the showrunner out of all of them?
It's either him or Chris, because usually, once you've been a showrunner on a different show, like, you usually like will at least be a co-op or an executive producer, at least, for whatever you do next. It's not very often where like you will suddenly go back to just being a staff writer. So I think it's obviously one of those two. But I don't know if they want to come on the show or whisper. I can ask them.
The vibe more, like. Do you think Damon fits the vibe more as the showrunner, just because he?
I think they probably both do. I think they, I think it's, interesting enough, a lot of the showrunners that I've been like interviewing, they talk a lot about like how like it's actually it's more appealing to actually have like another partner with them. They don't want to always do it by themselves.
Well, they can co-show on it together.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And I think like Andy said as well, with those two in particular, like they kind of are bringing 2 separate elements to it that perfectly represent the Lantern show. You've got a guy who's got a history of like sort of grounded sci-fi projects like Watchmen, Lost, and then you've also got the other guy who, like I said, was on True Detective and stuff, who that's their main inspiration. And I think when you look at Lanterns, what they've said about it, like they have said it's going to be primarily Earth-based, which makes me think that it is going to be a little bit more grounded, at least initially in this first season. So I think that those two together, I think they could totally co-show run it, absolutely.
And then Tom King kind of brings in like the comic book influence of like, well, what kind of looks good today? What kind of fits best today from like current versions of Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. So, but yeah, no, like now that you guys were mentioning again like about the HBO quality, but I really hope they will air it on HBO. Like, can you imagine like a cool like DC event series on Sundays? Like, like that would kind of be like that's kind of a feeling I would like to get back what we had with CW shows of like Sunday we all get together and we watch the episode or so on. I don't know if you guys saw this. I mean, this is actually relevant for you guys, but like, did you hear about Penguin? What's going to happen with it in UK?
Yes, Sky. Yeah.
So like they're gonna air it on. They're actually gonna air like because Sky is a channel. It's not just an app, right?
It's a big network, so it's got multiple channels to it.
So basically, there's different ways of watching it.
It'll probably be, so we have a channel over here called Sky Atlantic, which has all of the American shows on it. So it'll probably be on that, I presume.
Let's check. So this is relevant for all of you guys from the UK. So Sky has taken the Penguin, which is no surprise. They take most of DC's content. Apart from Superman Lois just changed to BBC, so that's nice for us.
That is still like the weirdest headline I've ever seen. Like, I'm gonna get BBC is big, but I'm like, I never thought like I would ever see a DC show on BBC.
But that's great because
Nor
it's
did we.
accessible to everyone that has a TV license. So, but then Sky is like a pay-for service. And so what it says is Max is Warner Brothers blah, 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 as I'm trying to see. So the pay TV network in the UK, Ireland, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and Italy. So it's not just the UK. In one of Sky's biggest deals in recent months. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Does it say specifically? Here.
Will air day and date with the pay.
Okay, that's good. And then it says it's going to be on Max, Sky Atlantic, and Sky Streaming now. So it'll be Sky Atlantic for those of you guys in the UK. So yeah, I'm not surprised by this at all, just because, yeah, like I said, a lot of Warner Bros. Stuff when it comes to UK goes to Sky. To be honest, I don't have Sky Atlantic, so I don't know if I can watch it via that day and day. Do you have that deck? I feel like most people don't have it, because there's not too many benefits. Like there's a show every once in a while, but I mean, yeah, we're kind of used to it over here, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's why it's nice that like Superman and Lois, people can just like, oh, go on BBC, just watch it. But yeah, in America, I guess it's just going to come out on Max. Do we know if the Penguins release dates, is it going to be like all at once, or is it going to be weekly? Do you know, Andy or Deck?
I mean, since it's airing on Max, I guess it will be like the first 3 episodes, and then they will air the final remaining 5 or 7. How many episodes are left weekly? Because Max does not drop all episodes at once. At least for most of the shows. If again, I've never heard them do it on any other shows. So but yeah, they keep saying it's going to be in the fall. So I don't know. At this point, I'm kind of guessing October.
Still not given a release date. That's crazy. There's been so many like updates, trailers, and everything, but they haven't decided, seemingly. But yeah, I presume October. That would be kind of the time. But wouldn't it be interesting if the Penguin was on at the same time as Superman and Lois? That would be great. Like 2 shows in a week on different days. I would really like that.
Nah, I'm too old for that now. I'm too old for that now. Like,
You don't want to stay up 2 nights a week?
It was just too much. Like when we had, like when Marvel started doing all their shows on Disney Plus, when like we had, Tuesdays and Wednesdays with the Arrowverse, and then Wednesdays also with a Disney Plus show, and on Thursdays there was something else. I'm like, nah, I don't need everything all at once, because then we go through these.
We got barely any shows now. We need some shows, okay?
But that's what I'm saying. Is like, instead of giving us all the shows all at once, like, let's say Sumo Lois is throughout a certain blog, and then after that we get the Penguin and so that kind of that way. I mean,
Okay,
but Ben, here's the thing: the older you get, the much more you're going to realize that this schedule that you're wishing is not going to fit for you, because you're going to have other responsibilities down the line. Like, this was my exact mentality when I was your age, and now like 10 years later, I'm like, fuck, I don't have time to watch all of this. So, like, I promise you will go back to this video 5 years from now and be like, shit, maybe he was right. Maybe, because I'm very busy now with all sorts of stuff. Also, you need to learn patience, man. Patience is good. You don't need everything all at once.
I know. It's been a long time, okay? It's been a long time since Superman and Lois came out.
Ben likes the DC.
Just re-binge it in the meantime.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm fine with them releasing like Superman and Lois first and then Penguin after. That would be cool. Just having at least them back to back. Doesn't need to be on the same weekend. It's fine. We'll see. But yeah, don't really have too much else to talk about. There was some Booster Gold rumors this week. Did you make anything of anything, guys?
I didn't really see this, to be honest. No.
I know there was a filming. I know there was a filming. Which again was like December 31st. December 31st. Like people really want to spend the holidays filming TV shows or movies. So yeah, it's like
just another kind of one of those dumb rumors. Like, yeah, kind of a bit fed up with them, and people like reporting on them like, oh, it's like a real thing. Like you should believe it, and it's like, oh, geez. Like it's the same shit that you see. So people are just doing it for attention, guys. That's just what happens. But yeah, nothing too much to talk about there. To be honest, let's see what some of you guys are saying in the chat. Ben, you mentioned a Green Lantern film in the last chat. Yes. Do you know if the DCU will start with Hal Jordan and John Stewart? So Lanterns, the TV show. Do we know what Lanterns are going to be in it right now?
Both Hal and John.
We both, Hal and John, and then I think a lot of people presumed that maybe Guy Gardner will be in it as well.
And we presume that Nathan Fillion will reprise his role, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense if it's Lanterns. Have those three as your main characters. Have some other ensemble Lanterns. And then, I guess that's kind of your core Lanterns group. James has had plans of Deathstroke since he directed the Suicide Squad, which is true. He was supposed to appear in that film. Do you guys remember when he said, I think he said that before, that he was going to include Deathstroke, but that just didn't end up doing it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember Deathstroke as well was originally considered for the lineup when, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a brief period of time when we were getting a Suicide Squad sequel directed by Gavin O'Connor.
That's what I remember. I never remember James saying anything about this.
I don't remember James Gunn. I remember the Gavin O'Connor one, and Deathstroke was going to be a part of that movie. But then the movie obviously got changed to become the James Gunn version later down the line.
Yeah, I think I remember that. I don't know. My memory's like clouded. But yeah,
I would have liked to have seen that movie. I would have liked to have seen that.
I like him as the director, so yeah.
Yeah, The Accountant slaps. That's a great movie.
I really like The Accountant. Yeah. Michael in the chat says, but I would love to see all these grades come back together and actually make the Justice League, meaning all of the characters that were created by the originals. Do you understand what Michael was saying? No? Do you mean like all of the characters coming together and making the Justice League? I don't know. I don't know if that's what you mean, Michael, but if you can change your message and let us know. But yeah, let's just talk about that briefly. Do we think Justice League is happening in the next 10 years? Like, it's going to be a while.
Within the next 10 years, of course.
Of course.
But more maybe so like it's going to happen within, the next 5 years. I think that's the...
Do you believe it? Nah. Too soon, right?
Too soon. I think they need to do what they didn't do previously, which is actually build it up correctly. There's a reason why Justice League flopped. It's because nobody cared about the team when it came to it. They need to do it properly and build it out. And I think it's going to take a while for us to get to Justice League, purely for the fact that the characters they're starting with are not like the traditional A-list DC characters. We haven't got a Wonder Woman film on the slate. We haven't got a Flash film on the slate. There's these more smaller sort of B-list, C-list characters that we're focusing on, alongside obviously we're getting a Superman and a Batman and whatever. I think it's going to take a while for them to get to Justice League. I think it's more so like, I think what James Gunn's probably going to do, I don't think this is going to work in terms of like general audience, but I think we could see something like Justice League International before we see mainline Justice League, just based on the characters we have. It's a lot more of a JLI lineup than it is a standard Justice League lineup. Like I say, I don't know if that'll work necessarily, but it's different, I guess.
No, yeah, I can see that. I can see that happening, and him not even doing like a specific film, but including them in any other film, maybe Teen Titans or something like that, just briefly including them. But yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting. I like the lineup that he's kind of got right now, introducing new characters. That's his main focus. Going to have some more projects, films and TV shows. So yeah, will lead to Justice League at some point in the future, but it's just not going to be right now. Shout out to Michael, sent in the 199 super chat. He said in the chat, I was saying all of the ones that we knew from. So I guess just all the Justice League characters.
I guess they're asking like, can we get like a Justice League because it's not the CW versions, like if they ever do like an anniversary special reunion or something.
I mean,
see, the cat doesn't even agree with me. But I just heard the tiny
slightly in the background. But yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's
don't know really.
Right now, I like I don't even like to think about the CW because they just keep doing so much dumb shit these days.
They're so stupid. They're so stupid. That's what we can agree with. I agree. But yeah, that pretty much does it for this live stream, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Hopefully have some more interesting topics. There's not been too much big topics to talk about, but we made it work. So shout out to Andy, shout out to Deck. Go check out their respective places. Links are in the description below. And yeah, for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Go check out all my recent videos. But for now, yeah, we'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.